and welcome to this edition of the Credit Union Connection. I am here with Maria Alonso from Verity Credit Union. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. So before we really dive into what Verity is doing, I want to ask you, credit unions have had a difficult time kind of sharing a compelling story at scale to build member awareness and consumer awareness, and why tell a story of why people should join. Why do you think that might be?
Yeah, so I think there could be several reasons why credit unions has faced challenges in sharing a compelling story at scale to build customer awareness and encourage people to join. I think some factors could be limiting marketing budgets. Credit unions often have smaller budgets than larger financial institutions. I think another one could be local focus. I think many credit unions have a local or community-oriented approach, which is an advantage in building relationships, but can limit the ability to scale and reach a wider audience beyond the immediate area. And lastly, I think it's changing consumer behavior. Consumers' preference and behaviors have shifted. Many of them value convenience and digital accessibility, and credit unions might face challenges adapting to those changing preferences.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those are great points that you made there. So tell our audience, you're the vice president of marketing at Verity Credit Union, sizable credit union, not huge, not small. Tell us about your new marketing campaign, because I'm loving it.
Yeah, for sure. So we decided to create a photo shoot for that showcases our members, right? So we wanted to make sure that we put our members front and center. Our members are really the heartbeat of our organization. So we wanted to make sure that we created a campaign that puts them in the center. And that's when I came up with the idea of creating a photo shoot and asking our members if they wanted to participate.
Yeah, no, and that's great. And you have how many who've agreed to it now?
So right now we have 75, and it's actually kind of funny because usually when we send an email out, it just kind of, we get responses like a week later, but it just kind of fades away. But with this one, we've been getting responses like 2, 3, 3.5 weeks later, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's great to connect members with the credit union and make that emotional connection with them. And then those members, it's like word of mouth, but at scale. When you were pitching this idea, how did it go over internally? And did you have hurdles to overcome? How did you prepare to sell it? Like, I'm just trying to figure out how you might advise other credit unions who might want to be doing the same thing.
Yeah, so I think I was really lucky. The team welcomed the idea because it really fosters our connectivity with and our commitment to our members. I truly didn't have any hurdles. Again, I think I was just really lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's great when leadership recognizes the value of something like this, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I think we're all aligned in our mission and vision, and that is putting our members at the core of the organization, right? And front and center. So I think that's what makes a lot of things easier, especially this campaign, right? Because it's all about the members.
Right. Now, obviously you're doing this storytelling right through your members, is the end goal, but like as far as KPIs and things like that, are you looking for brand awareness or engagement, like lead generation for your membership and products and services? What kind of KPIs are y'all going to be tracking?
Yeah, so I think this campaign has three different purposes. The first one is brand awareness. So we want to make sure that we increase our credit union's visibility and recognition among a wider audience. And with that, some of our KPIs would be the increase in social media followers, our engagement rates, the growth in website traffic, the impressions of the photos from the photo shoot, and the mentions across online platforms. Also, I think it's also a great source for lead generation. So to make sure that we generate new leads of potential members that are interested in joining the credit union. And with that, some of our KPIs could be the number of member subscribers that are captured during the photo shoot, the increase of members inquiries after the photo shoot. And lastly, and I think most importantly, is it drives community engagement and loyalty. So it really strengthens relationships with current members and fosters a sense of community. And with that, our KPIs would be we increase our member referrals and recommendations that come from others, member testimonials, and then the attendance and engagement in any like upcoming events.
Yeah, that's awesome because it's often difficult to figure out how to measure the ROI for marketing campaigns. And that's, of course, what the C-suite is all about, and showing that marketing is a growth generator, not just an expense, which drives me nuts. Oh, go ahead. Did you want to?
No, I was going to say exactly. That's why I think it's so important to make sure that you have your KPIs at the beginning, because that way it's really easy to track them, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure. And it aligns with your objectives. Exactly. Like you were saying, each objective had its own KPIs. So that's very important. So why is it so important to feature your real members in your marketing, you think?
So I think it is featuring real members in our marketing can have a lot of different benefits. I think one of them is authenticity and trust, relatability, human connection, community building, and transparency. I think featuring new members really shows that we're transparent about who we're trying to reach and who the credit union is supporting, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Love it. Again, I love everything about this. So, how do you operationalize that? If you're talking to another credit union, a colleague, and explain to them how to make it actually happen, what kind of workflow are you guys looking at?
Yeah, for sure. So feature remembers in marketing involves creating a structured workflow to make sure that it's managed in various stages. So from identifying potential members to capturing their stories to bring it into real life. We're currently working with a local BIPOC photographer and a creative director, and they're helping us out with the creative direction of the shoot. Also, because we have so many people that want to be engaged in this photo shoot, we're dividing them in groups of 10 people, and we're doing 2 sessions a day. So we're going to have a session in the morning and a session in the afternoon, and then we'll be shooting these pictures or this photography in different locations. So we'll have a mix of outdoor and indoor locations just to make sure that people can relate to the activities from the photo shoot. So when they see the photos, they're like, oh yeah, I also cook with my grandmother, or whatever sense of being related to what they're seeing in their social media or in brochures, or however we decide to use this material.
Yeah, that's excellent. Even thinking about the background, right, of what's behind the people who are sharing their stories too. It's very cool. So for some credit unions, they feel like they don't want to bother their members. When you started this campaign, was that a concern that you had, or your executive team had?
So I think for us, and I don't think I know, for us, our members are the heartbeat of our organization. We put a strong focus on being community with our members and learning from them and helping them out as much as we can. I think members get the opportunity to opt in this campaign and opt out at any time that they wish for. So ultimately, we're creating a campaign that truly respects their preferences and engages them in a positive and respectful manner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's important to be that pillar of the community, demonstrate it and not just talk about it. And so you have 75 members ready to do this so far. Have you heard their stories yet? Can you give us any insight or a peek behind the curtain?
Yeah, so we haven't heard their stories quite yet. The campaign will start September, like end of September, early October. But whenever we do have them ready to share, you'll be the first one to know.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That would be awesome. I'll be looking for it. So you answered my next question when the campaign starts. So final thoughts. What do you see as like any advice you might advise to other credit union colleagues that might be looking to do something like this we haven't touched on? Whatever your words of wisdom.
Yeah, so I mean, we're just so excited to bring our communities and our efforts to attract new members and new businesses. Like I said before, connecting community is a vital part of our mission. we feel like the best way to connect community is through authentic member forward storytelling. So yeah, those will be my final thoughts.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Maria. I appreciate your time today. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me.